Herregud, du är stor. Jesus Christ. And here we are, taking care of my parents' chickens. Yep, that's ice. It's frozen. That might not be frozen. Okay. Let's see. Well then. So cold. Alright, these girls got some new water. Let's hope it doesn't freeze again. Oh, my hand is so cold. It's been getting warmer the last few weeks, but suddenly last few days so cold. During the daytime right now it's -5, which isn't that bad, but you know, you would like to have the water for the chickens not freeze. And my parents left this thing up here, so I'm just gonna take it down because we don't need no random people on the roof. There we go. I mean, they can still pick up the ladder and go on the roof, but it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. They can't see from the road that there's a ladder there, so that's a little bit better. Okay, time to check if the chickens laid the washing line. Time to check if the chickens laid any eggs. I'm gonna need something to put the eggs in first, so let's go get something to put the eggs in. Alright, I found something to put eggs in. Sorry girls, coming in again. There's a couple of eggs. Hello girls. Eggs. And a 1. And a 2. And oh, that one's cracked. No, it's frozen. Frozen eggs. Great. Great. Any more? Thermometer. Let's see. Yep, -5, as I thought. Why was it on the floor though? Do you ladies know any place I can put up a thermometer where it doesn't fall down again? Maybe. That'll work. That's an okay place for the thermometer, I guess. So stressed, I'm not here to hurt you. Girls, you can't let your eggs freeze like this. This is frozen eggs. We can't use frozen eggs. So I'm just gonna throw these broken frozen eggs on the compost pile. They're all frozen. They're worthless. Sorry. Well, that takes care of the chickens for right now. maybe in the evening I'll drop by again to see if the water's frozen again. Because, damn, it's cold. Okay, walking back home now. I almost forgot. There's a couple of more birds that need water. Hello! How's your water doing? Canaries going in here. At least here it can stand straight up. There. Little plate. Got me some more water. Liquid water. Come and get it while it's liquid. You all hope you drink before it freezes. Okay, now I'm done. Hopefully that water will stay liquid long enough for them to drink enough for today. But I'll probably check by again tonight to make sure that they can have an evening drink too. Like being outside and smelling the air, feeling the air. I do actually believe this is like they told us it was like a northern wind coming from the North Pole, and I believe it. It's kind of the smell in the air that kind of makes you think it actually comes from the North Pole. Okay. Hello everybody. It is nighttime. It is, let's see, what time is it? It is 10:30 in the evening right now. I'm gonna walk back to my parents' place. I'm here at my place. I'm gonna walk to my parents' place and I'm gonna see how the chickens are doing. I mean, they're probably out sleeping already. They're probably not going around anymore, but I still want to go see if their water has frozen over again and if they're all still alive. A fox should not be able to get to them, but foxes have very good ears and sense of smell, so foxes probably know that my parents and Indy aren't home anymore. So I'm just gonna walk over there and see if everything is still okay. Yeah, it's very dark. As you can see, I'm shining a flashlight in my face so I can film this for you guys. But I also have a big flashlight that I'm pointing forwards. Although my hands are freezing off because this hand has got a glove, but the hand I'm filming with has not got a glove. So I'm gonna fix that problem and continue filming forward so I don't have to have a flashlight in my face, and then you guys get to see everything in front of me instead. Walking in the middle of the night. Can't see too much. It's a really good flashlight I have, but still can't see anything on the camera at least. Let's see if I can... that's a little bit brighter. This flashlight, like lots of other flashlights, has multiple settings. Okay. I wonder if there are any wild animals out tonight. Alright, there we are. My parents' garden. Let's see how the chickens are doing. Okay. Everything looks okay from here. Water has turned to ice again though. Is that... yeah, that's ice all the way through. Over here as well. And yeah, in the pipes too. Ooh, I hope those pipes will survive the freezing ice. Take a stick here and see if I can poke at that ice a little bit. Softly, I don't want to break the plastic. Oh look, that's still okay. So for now that's still liquid, but I think tomorrow morning it's probably not going to be liquid anymore. Yeah, that one is... Okay, can still break it up a little bit. But I don't think the chickens will come out to drink during the night. So I'll just have to come back here tomorrow morning and break it up again. Let's look at the ice in this thing. Yeah. Well, that's just the way it's gonna be for now. Look, yeah, I've got my headlamp on. It's a weird orange thing, I know. Anyway, that's just the way it is gonna be. I'm just gonna have to, as long as it's freezing, go here every morning and break up the ice. Let's hope it stops freezing soon. Alright, starting to walk back. The chickens are alive. No foxes. Alright, let's talk about moose. Or in Dutch, Eland. Or in Swedish, älg. You know, the big, really big deer that they have here in Sweden. They're really awesome. They are around here where I live, and they basically live in almost all of Sweden. They're also in the rest of Scandinavia. They're also in all of Russia and the countries between Russia and Scandinavia. But you can also find them in Northern America and Canada. They're pretty cool animals. For some reason, in America and Canada, they are known to be aggressive. Not so much over here. They are still dangerous animals, and they will defend themselves, but they aren't known to be aggressive here. They are awesome to see. They're so big. I've never seen any wild animal in my life bigger than a moose. Like, of course there are bigger animals. I have just not seen them any bigger. And you get to see them every once in a while. They walk around here in nature like they own the place, because they kind of do. They don't have any natural predators around where I live. Like higher up in the northern parts of Sweden, they have bears and wolves that eat them. But around here, we don't have so many bears or wolves. So no natural predators for them here. But they're so cool. Like, so much of the Swedish experience has to do with them as well. The moose are beautiful animals, and maybe you didn't know this, but you know Volvo, the Swedish car brand? The reason why Volvos are considered so safe is because they made them safe because of the moose. See, moose can be really tall and heavier than a cow, and they're really tall on their legs. So whenever somebody runs over a moose, you don't run over them, you run under them. That means you hit their legs with your car, and then the rest of the body falls on top of your car, crushing your car. Imagine like the weight of 2 cows falling on top of your car. That's gonna leave a dent. So that's one of the reasons why Volvos have an extra strong roll cage to give safety for accidents like that. Yeah, if you ever want to see a moose, what you do is right before the sun goes down, you start driving around in nature, and especially to smaller fields, like fields where the trees haven't grown big yet after they've cut down trees, or small little grasslands, or they seem to hang out mostly right after and right before sunset. But it's still hard finding them. It's not like normal deer. Deer are animals that keep to a schedule. If you see a deer in a certain place, you will know that the next day they will be there again. they have this schedule, this daily routine that they follow. Moose don't do that. Moose will just wander around and don't have a schedule. They just follow their nose to the closest source of dinner or procreation, and that's where they're going. So it's sometimes difficult to find them, but when you do see them, they're a magnificent sight. Yeah, they can be dangerous to people, of course. So you shouldn't get close. Don't leave your car if you see one close to your car. I've ran into a couple while I was walking around myself, as you could see. And what you do is stick close to the trees. You don't come too close to them.
Ja, nu säger du mig. Herregud, du är stor. Jesus Christ. Ja, du ser mig. Ja. Hej. Vad gör du? Oh my god.
And if they have children with them, if they have calves with them, absolutely don't come close.
Twee jongens zelfs.
Ja. Ik sta met mijn kop wel midden op een helling. Op een blinde helling. Als iemand eraf komt, stoppen ze niet op tijd.
Dan gaan we nu rijden.
Ja. And one time I've seen two bulls fighting with each other. And they were on the middle of the road. I drove up with my car. And normally when they see a car, they move out of the way. They're kind of scared of the car. But these two were just full of testosterone and just fighting each other, and they didn't care about my car, so I had to wait until they moved their fight out of the way, and then I could pass. Sadly, I never got to film that, otherwise I would show it here. So what to do if a moose does get aggressive towards you? Like I said, stick close to the trees, so you can hop behind a tree when it charges you. But otherwise, make yourself big, make yourself loud, scream on the top of your lungs, open your jacket like wings, hold a stick above your head, make yourself look really big. And stand your ground. If you stand your ground and do that, the moose will go like, oh, wait, I didn't know this thing was this big and loud when I was charging it. There's videos on the internet of people standing their ground when they get charged by a moose. They're really brave, but that's what you have to do. Did you see what just happened? Let's look at that again. Did you see that? Did you catch why the moose attacked? See, I'll show it one more time and look at the girl. The girl runs away and the moose sees that as weakness. And as soon as the moose sees the girl run away, that's when the moose charges. So that's a good lesson for you. Do not run when you're by a moose. Stand your ground, stand behind a tree, and stand your ground. If you are there with a group of people, stand side by side, open your jackets like wings, so that all of you together look like one big animal while you all scream up the top of your lungs. Doesn't happen that often, but it is good to remember that over the world, moose kill 3 times more people than bears do. So for every 5 people the bears kill, 15 people get killed by moose. So keep that in mind. Finally, I'm home! Yay! Home sweet home! Nighttime walks are awesome, but right now it's so cold. Inside, nice and warm. Finally. Let me get all my warm clothing off. So, how often can you expect to see a moose if you go here on vacation or live here? Not that much, sadly. Lately, like when I first moved to Sweden 10 years ago, we saw them a lot more often than we do now. I think they have kind of been, their numbers have gone down through hunting and that kind of stuff. That makes me a little bit sad because they're really awesome to see. And of course, you'll see them more often if you go looking for them. Somebody like me that works night shifts, I will see them more often because I'm constantly going to and from work during sunset and sunrise, which means I am active during the times that they're active. Oh, yeah, warm fire. Thank you. Yeah, so they are mostly active during sun up and sundown, and if you go searching for them, there's a good chance you'll see them. Where we just drove around with our car during sunset and drove past all kinds of small fields in the middle of the forest and see if we could see some moose. Sadly, usually that's the time where it's so dark outside that you, with your bare eyes, you can still see the moose, but with your camera, you almost can't take pictures anymore. Now, like I said, they get hunted here in Sweden. Hunting season is anywhere between September and January. I'm not sure. It's like, I believe that they change the dates sometimes, but also different regions in Sweden have a different hunting season for the moose. But anywhere between September and January. When it's hunting season, it isn't just like a hunter goes out with their weapon and go gets a moose. No, you need to be part of a club, a hunting club, to be allowed to shoot moose. And each hunting club gets a certain amount of animals they're allowed to shoot. They decide how many animals they get to shoot because they're counting the moose all year. And if they count a certain number of moose, then they say, okay, this hunting club gets to kill 2 moose. But there might be 20 people in that hunting club, so the first one to shoot a moose will say that over the radio, and then they know how many moose they have shot, and then the rest of the people don't get to shoot, which is interesting. So, yeah, like I said, they have more people than animals they are allowed to kill, but everybody gets a piece of the animal to take home, some meat to take home. And this is very precisely calculated. Like, they will know, okay, this person got that piece of meat last year, so this year they get that piece of meat. It's so many rules. Also, they have to ask permission to hunt on somebody's land. And if they, for instance, shoot a moose in the forest next to your land, but the moose then, after it's been shot, still does a couple of steps over the land border onto your land, they can pay a fine because of that. Because if you don't allow hunting on your land, it's very difficult and strict to hunt moose. Another fun thing with moose is sometimes you can encounter a drunk moose. Yes, drunk moose. Lots of people here in Sweden have fruit trees in their gardens, like apple trees, pear trees, and other stuff. And some years you get so many apples that the people don't take them down to eat themselves, so the apples will just be hanging there in the tree or falling under the tree, and they will start to ferment. And when these apples ferment, they start smelling really good. So the moose come there to the apple tree to eat these fermenting apples. And fermenting apples have alcohol in them, and then you get drunk moose. And these can be quite dangerous when you have a drunk moose. People have told stories where they're randomly attacking a fence or a parked car, or that they're leaning up against the front door of a house so that people couldn't get out of their house because there's a drunk moose leaning up against their door. There's weird things happening, and it's pretty funny, these stories. Living in a country where they have wild moose, I think is awesome. I think it's a treat every time I get to see them. They're beautiful animals. But yeah, so if you have questions about moose, why don't you put them in the comments and I'll do my best answering them. Also, in my YouTube statistics, I see that only a small percent of you people find my videos through the subscriptions. I have almost 500 subscribers, but the most people that watch my videos search for my videos all the time. Do yourself a favor and subscribe so you don't have to search all the time. Then every time you open YouTube, you just see my newest video and you can just click on it. So, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, and see you all next time. Bye.
Look at this big fella here. Wow, Kalia, look at him, he's huge. Hey there, bud. Hey there, bud. You gotta... No, I'm not gonna touch it. Hey there, bud. Hey there, got a beer there, bud, huh? You just gonna send it? Yeah? Okay. You just gonna send it there, eh, bud?